That's his nickname, Zeus. And then he's a guy where I'm like, man, he just did nothing for me. And then even his for double digit scoring, I recorded this as well. He only had 5 weeks where he scored double digits, and his double digit scoring totals, he scored 22 points in week 1, which that got me pumped. I thought I had something. But then after that, his double digit scoring totals were 10 points, 10.90, 12.90, and 10.30. So again, he was really a low ceiling, low floor guy for me, and that just and I think I spent a 4th or 5th round pick on him. So again, but if I had to choose between drafting someone like Kelsey or taking a shot on Virgil Green or Jared Cook, I am taking those guys every time. Our last topic of the night is actually going to be some running backs that some people are going to have strong opinions about. So the first one is the name almost hurts for me to roll off my tongue, but the first one we're going to talk about is Christine Michael. Now, Christine Michael has been tearing it up this preseason. His most recent performance was Thursday night. He rushed 7 times for 58 yards, and he finished the preseason with 24 rushes for 157 yards rushing and 6.5 yards per carry. Christine Michael is a guy who's burned me in the past. I'm sure there's people out there that feel the same. And
you're not the only one.
At this point, I think it's time to take him seriously. We talked about in our last podcast about how Thomas Rawls may be the worst pick in fantasy football this year, and Christine Michael may end up being the very reason why. Christine Michael and Thomas Rawls both have 2-down skill sets. I don't think the emergence of Christine Michael is going to necessarily hold off CJ Prosise long term. I still like him to take maybe the 3rd down back role. So they're saying that Thomas Rawls should be ready for week 1. Again, I still hasn't practiced. I don't think he's practiced yet. He hasn't gotten any preseason game time in. So I think that's something to worry about personally. Brian, what do you think, Christine, about this whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, Thomas Rawls has not played at all yet. I think he came off the PUP or whatever the list is that they're on during training camp. But C-Mike just kind of he always makes me nervous. He's never been consistent. He's never lived up to his potential. But this may be his shot. You know, they talk about his maturity and, you know, him getting better. And, you know, with Thomas Rawls there's definitely an opportunity for him to sneak in and gain a significant role. I don't know how big the role is going to be. I don't know if he's going to be really week-to-week starter material. He may be a bye-week filler for you to use. But I definitely agree that he's not gonna take away catches. He has 4 total catches in his NFL career, totaling about, quick math is 28 yards. So not a big threat in the pass catching department. So if CJ Prosise can come back and have a good year or a good preseason and catch up quickly, he'll still have a role there too. But this is definitely it's turned into a situation where you kind of want to really avoid it overall. But if there's one guy there at the value pick, it's got to be Christine Michael.
I think he's a good tier running back target. I actually took him last night in the 13th round, and he's a guy where if it doesn't work out, I'll just drop him. But yeah, I think I've seen him less rational people take him in the 10th, but if you can get him in the 11th or 12th, I think he's worth a shot.
Yeah, he's one that I'm not really high on, like some of these other guys we're going to talk about, the running back position. But he's definitely worth a flyer later because these guys, you know, chances are you're going to drop them anyways. And CJ and I kind of have the same mantra where we don't draft a kicker or a defense usually in our redraft leagues. And then just so we've got 2 extra players to kind of fiddle around with that we've got rights to, and then if they don't pan out, okay, then I'll drop them. And
usually
no harm, no foul.
But unless I'm drafting immediately before the season starts, I never draft a kicker or defense. I've always thought it was actually, I thought it's a simple strategy that I don't see a lot of other people pick up, and I always thought it was peculiar because it's almost a no-brainer to me because I stream defenses, so I usually don't even know who they're facing week 1. So it's usually easier for me to just draft a player.
Yeah, I think this year I actually did take a defense. I can't remember off the top of my head if I did or not, but I'm pretty sure I did. But usually I won't take either because it's just, people look at that and they see, oh man, I didn't take a kicker. Who cares if you didn't take a kicker, man? All the kickers out there are gonna do the same thing. I'm actually not even. I took the New York Jets defense, which is an okay defense, but I mean, kickers and defenses, they're crapshoots. I mean, I may drop the Jets defense in a couple of weeks if I see a different defense sitting on the waiver wire that's got a good matchup.
And then another guy I want to talk about is Melvin Gordon. So this is a guy people are off. It seems like I believe. Let's see. I may have. He might have went. Do you know what round he went in? I wanted to say he went like the 8th or 9th round last night.
Yeah, he went late. I can't remember where he went last night in our draft, but it was definitely wasn't a running back 2 for any team.
Round 9. I just looked it up.
He's a bench player for sure.
He went in the 9th round.
Round 9.
Melvin Gordon, he's a guy who was. I mean, he was a great prospect coming out. He's a guy. He's almost like I'd almost say one of the biggest reasons why you'd want to go 0 running back this year. There's a history of running backs struggling in their rookie year, and again, we talked about that at the beginning of the podcast, so I won't retread it here. I don't think it's unreasonable to expect him to turn around this year, and I really like him as a pick. Again, a 0 running back pick, or even if you go running back here to begin a draft, as a guy you take as your 3rd or 4th running back at the end of the single-digit rounds.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's the recency bias. People look at it and say, oh, he didn't have a good year. It's his rookie year. If you're going to just give up on a player after his rookie year, especially a running back like that, behind a poor offensive line like San Diego Chargers had, why? What's your reasoning? If you historically look at some of the best running backs in the history of the NFL, a lot of them have had bad rookie seasons. Everybody's looking for this guy that's just going to come out of the gates and just blow our minds, and that's not always the right way to look at things. It takes these guys a couple years to develop, to figure out their role, how they're going to play, and to adjust to the level of competition in the NFL. You're playing against the best of the best here.
So if you see Melvin Gordon fall in your draft, I don't think you should have any qualms about picking him up, especially at an 8th or 9th round pick. That is like that's the ultimate no-brainer for me, because the ceiling that you have there, is just I think it'll really work out for your team. Danny Woodhead doesn't scare me, and if anything, I'd almost expect. I don't think Danny Woodhead can possibly replicate what he did last year. I mean, there's a chance I'm wrong, but I think it's much more likely that Melvin Gordon breaks out than it is for Danny Woodhead to turn in another running back 2 season. All right, everybody, that's all we have for our show today. So just remember, Draft Zero IB, value-based drafting is wrong. Nothing. Just kidding. Yeah, that's what we concluded.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far.
Keep an open mind. If you haven't drafted yet, please feel free. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know if you have any questions. We're always happy to help you out with your draft. Let us know if you have any questions, and good luck. We'll probably be back with you for a conclusion for the preseason before we head into our regular season content. So thanks everyone for joining us. Make sure you rate and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to it online, and we hope you have a great week.